You used to be George Clooney, but now you're more like Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, much more frequent, I think. It's becoming more of a, I guess because of the cable thing in America, there are much more authored shows over there and that's what they want, and I think that's reflected here. I think people are looking for more distinctive shows, you know, so that you can really mark your territory as a certain type of show. So I think the older school way of very producer driven and is sort of different now because it's becoming a mix of a producer, a non-writing producer and a producer, which is what we've got here. I guess the Americans have their showrunner model, which is sort of driven, I guess it's spilled over into our industry because I guess lots of us sort of, you know, it's become more a global industry. Lots of people work in America and in England. Lots of writers have those experiences now. And I think networks know they have to have a more distinctive kind of show than maybe they once had to. You've really got to sort of put something out there that's interesting. And I think at the moment, the general view is having a strong head writing voice that sort of marks the territory with the voice of the show is a big part of making TV nowadays. It's nice to go out there because you have so much more scope of what you can do as a writer. And, you know, we shoot in Mudgee a lot, and so, you know, we've got vineyards and we've got a racetrack and we can go hunting and we can go and do all that. And it's great because in the city it's like, sometimes you're a bit like, and then they get in their car and go to a bar. And then that scene's in a cafe. Whereas this it's like, then they build, you know, a shack and then they go hunting and then they shoot each other and, you know. So you can do all sorts of things and you can have more the medical stories, because we did a bit of research in regional medical centres and they're really different. The approach country people have to their health is different, much more stoic, because one of the doctors had worked in King's Cross and in Outback, and he said the difference is when you ask a city person, what's your pain level 1 to 10, they go 9. And he said in the country, no one will ever say 9. They go 3, because their arm's broken and hanging there.
We haven't lost anyone yet, but it's touch and go at the moment. We went for lunch.
It was just the talent, really. It was just who I knew and who Claude and I and Ian wanted. So we didn't really think about it other than obviously, you know, we're super aware of it in our business at the moment. And I think one of the problems at the moment is giving people opportunities and convincing networks to give people opportunities, and, you know, women and men, but you know, women particularly, and women directors, we'd love to, you know, find someone for the second series. But the good thing is we did try, and they were all in work, so that was great, which might prove there's not enough of them as well. I don't know if it was easier. I think your first job's always hard, but what was easier was there were 22 episode runs, so it was easier to it was sort of easier to be given a chance, because on a 22 episode, the producers and networks and we'll more likely take a chance on an episode. Whereas if you're only doing, which most of us now do, a 6 or an 8 or a 10, and it's much harder for everyone to take that level of risk, I suppose, particularly in first seasons of anything. You sort of want to go to people who are experienced, but you know, I think, but ultimately you've got to do it. I mean, Secret Life, you know, John Woods broke a lot of writers on that show because there were so many episodes. You know, he must have, you know, me and Liz Doran, who works on the show, but a lot of people got their start on shows like that. That was driven because there were so many episodes. Well, it's great. I mean, they've been great for us. You know, I hadn't written anything for Nine. I don't think Claude had done Hancock, and I don't think Ian had done anything with Nine. But you know, they've been great, and they just they sort of back the team, which is what you want, and they ask you hard questions, and you have to come up with the answers. But they've sort of backed us as who we are, and they know who we are, and they know the sort of shows we've always made, and you know, it's been fun. It's kind of been a great experience to make a big commercial TV show. You know, it's cool.
Everything in Dr. Hugh's life was perfect. A gifted, charming,
Party's here.
genius surgeon. Until the day he screwed
Help out!
everything up. Now,
You're banned from surgical practice.
We'd like you to serve your year of atonement in the town of Waihope.
No way.
this bad boy is going home.
Our golden boy Hugh is back. He was Cleo's Bachelor of the Year in 2012. Yeah!
Not everyone is happy.
You never even said sorry.
I really thought we agreed to a break.
We agreed to wait.
Wait, break. Very similar words.
Channel 9 proudly presents
Did you not think to introduce me? For you.
a new Aussie drama to fall in love with.
I've worked harder than anyone to get where I am.
Where you are is about to piss into a jar for a drug test. You have no choice if you want to stay a doctor.
Dr. Hugh's going back to a town that's got a life of its own.
It seems ridiculous. You're a genius and you're wasted in a one-horse town. You're special.